Alright. He thrust his fist against the post and still insists he sees the ghost. He thrust his fist against the post and still insists he sees the ghost. A pivotal phrase throughout the entire book of It. Now, the reason I'm doing this video, despite me not posting it on my channel because no one really follows my channel or anything like that, is because I more or less promised that I would do an It review once I had a chance to see it. And I have seen it. And I'm bored. Not even joking. Bored. And it's not because nothing in it was predictable. Because I want to say something right up front. Children actors tend to suck. They really do, and it's nothing against them. It's just, it's hard to draw on a wealth of emotion when you're barely 13. So, I am saying this because I want to give respect where respect is due. Those children did an excellent job. The actor who played Bev's father, excellent job. And like I said, credit where credit's due. The rest of it can go right into the bin. So they had a chance, because the movie was, I think, 2.5 hours long, to explain why Henry Bowers doesn't like the gang. Oh, real quick, spoilers! It'll be in the title. Somewhere. I don't know. I haven't used YouTube barely. Throughout September, I've used it maybe for an hour. However, back to my point. They could have used this as a chance to really flesh out Henry Bowers. Why does he dislike the Losers Club? No, they didn't. And the thing is, they had 2.5 hours to tell one part of the story. And I'm going to say it again. Remakes suck. There is rarely a remake that I have truly enjoyed. Dredd. Love Dredd. Hell, Spider-Man Homecoming. I even got down on that except for portions of it. But in general, remakes suck. In this case, they're trying too hard. So, Pennywise, you blew. Not intimidated, not scared. Man, I had shits that give me a scarier image than that. And that's not even a turn of phrase. That is straight up fucking truth. But I love the children actors. The children actors did such a great job. Something I do want to touch on is the ceremony at the end of the children's story. In the book, it was basically group sex. And that can be described, I'm not sure if Stephen King thought that far into it, but one could describe that as a rite of passage for all of them. Becoming a man in such a turn of phrase. Becoming a woman in the phrasing. I mean, they went out of their way to show them cleaning up Beth's bathroom. That's a really good thing. That was a nice touch. It just doesn't show her doing it. It shows the entire Losers Club doing it. And that right there was great. It was awesome. It put things where it need to be. In perspective. If you're going to focus on the children's story, focus on the children's story. But no, you're too busy trying to tell part of the adult story at the same time. So, let's touch on something that bothered me. In the original, and in the, more specifically, in the book, Mike Hammond is the one who does all the research. Now, was it intentionally a thing just because he was a black guy and they're trying to make him seem intelligent, or that came out wrong, but anyone who knows me knows what I meant by that. But no, it's the new kid. The new kid. He shows up and suddenly he's so interested in this little bitty town he lives in. I don't find that as a real thing. I've been the new kid more than once. You don't, especially at that age, you don't suddenly start researching where you live. I'm going to research Rayford, North Carolina. Ooh. Ooh. No. No. Doesn't work that way. I don't know children who do that. I didn't know children who do that because I met one or two new kids at the same time that I was a new kid. And this is where we come into a lot of my issues. Is they were too busy trying hard to make things scary. Some of the effects work, but most of them don't. It's basically all distortion. You don't see anything in there that's... There was nothing scary. Nothing horrifying. Nothing that made my heart skip a beat or double time because I got even caught by a single jump scare. Not one! People ask me why I get so frustrated with this. Why do remakes piss me off so much? And this is the reason why. So they focus on the children's story, but they don't even tell it right. Is Boy Scouts too... Is that a copyright thing? Is someone being a jokester no longer a good thing? He has to be the jokester that isn't funny? It's every single thing that showed that the characters had strength of character wasn't there. And you'll have to forgive me if I don't remember the characters' names originally because I haven't read the book and I haven't seen the original movie in quite some time. When he gets trapped by the mummy or the werewolf in the house that's supposed to be the den, and he does this number here and he starts reciting birds and the Boy Scout oath. That's a strength of character. That's something that shows that he may be afraid, but he's trying to fight back. He doesn't know what to do, but he's doing something, not just running. Every scene, except for Bev. Bev was the only one who kept every strength of character scene that she had in the book. And that was the restroom. That was the... Oh no, sorry, they cut one. Where Henry Bowers was trying to rape her in the middle of the street. Sorry, forgot about that one. And the scene with her father where he wants to make sure she's whole. Now, another thing I want to bitch about, but, you know, and see, if you're going to go in depth into who they were, why not do the Ritual of Chud? Because you're going to make another 2.5 fucking hour long movie about this. And, okay, you don't want to show the spider. Actually, I find that incredibly terrifying. Not so much now as an adult, but when I was a kid, that thing was horrifying. Like I said, in retrospect, not so much. As a kid, horrifying, because spiders are scary. But that's where we start hitting issues over and over again. They're trying so hard that they don't realize what they've got. And they probably have some really good deleted scenes. They probably have a deleted scene where they have the smokehouse. They probably have a deleted scene where they go through the Ritual of Chud. It might be on a B-roll somewhere where it actually happens and it's going to be referenced in the second movie. Oh, well, I must have forgotten about that in all the excitement. It, in the movie, in the original movie, and in the book, was not defeated by beating it to death. It was beaten by strength of character. a strength of will. And that's where I lost my shit. The movie itself was fucking boring. There was nothing exciting about it. Oh my, you can do a CG effect. Ooh, you did a good job, movie. Yeah, I'm that asshole, by the way. If the movie really wanted to take me by surprise, they could have kept more to the source material. They could have had Henry Bowers cornering Bev in the middle of the street. Why does Henry Bowers hate... God, I can't remember the character's name now. Why does Henry Bowers hates the fat kid? At least in the original movie, and I don't remember about the book. There's a reason why in the book. He gets him in trouble, and his father's going to beat him. I have a reason not to like you further besides that you're fat. Yeah, you now have given a reason why. Not just, oh my, you're a new kid, let me carve my name in your stomach. Nothing. 2.5 hours. That could have been a scene in the movie. They could have had a line of dialogue. You kept getting me into trouble, fat boy. You know what this is? This is the kissing spot. And there's two things that happens here. Either sucking face or carving names. And I'm going to carve my name in my stomach so you never forget it. That would have been more powerful. But no, we're not even going to include why Henry Bowers is a bad person. We're going to have one scene where he's trying to shoot a cat with his father's handgun, and that's going to count for all the character development for him. All of it. Dad's an asshole cop. Therefore, he's an asshole because he's expected to be better, and he's not, and his father probably keeps having to bail him out of shit. That's all the development we get on that character. Does he see the deadlights? Does he go insane? Does at any point he see it and have to be institutionalized? Nope, just fell down the well. End of story. Is he going to come back in the sequel and stab Mike Hammond? Nope, we don't know. How far does the well go down? Again, the movie was terribly boring. And at least with bad movies, I've never actually seen The Room. But I've heard it is so bad it is just fun to watch. And that's something that needs to be there. This movie wasn't fun to watch. Cutting out frames from the movement, unless that's his real movement, then I'll give the actor for Pennywise some credit if that was his legitimate physical movements without any camera tricks, without any editing tricks. I'll give you props there if that was your actual movement. Although I'm not sure coming out of that fridge was you. I'm just going to say that right there. But take a look at a lot of these. If you watch the movie, you'll find that if you're a fan of horror, there's going to be nothing there for you. Not a fucking thing. Because the original at least tried to terrify you. Now, I've said this before, and I knew I was going to have to talk about this. Let's talk about the villain. The villain, it. Pennywise. Whatever you should happen to call it. The great cosmic fear. Whatever it is. The devourer or some... whatever. So, let's talk about that. I've made this argument before with my friends. Why does Tim Curry's Pennywise scare me so much? Well, it doesn't scare me now as an adult, but you know... Here's the reason why. It terrifies me because that is a clown I would actually see. I could see him on the street. And I could see me not giving him the time of day. And because I don't give him the time of day, he can find a way to scare me. That's horrifying. Like I said, this stuff, not terrifying. Rows of teeth are not scary. And why did Bev see the deadlights? Why not just go with the original character? I feel like we're trying to make a political statement here. And that's kind of where the movie leaves me off. Those are the big impressions. I can't remember the majority of the movie because it is so boring. It's not fun to watch. Yes, Billy was interested in his brother Georgie. He was trying to know what happened, but he moved on. Strength of character! Had my mouth open there because I'm angry. 2.5 hours to focus on character, and you do none of it. You focus entirely on all the wrong elements. All of it. It's one of those things. When they remade Dread, what they decided to do is ground it. Put it into a real world setting. Well, real world as far as the comics are concerned. You don't have all this comedy stuff going on. It is straight up an action movie. Kind of like the comics as I understand. You're not in the point where you're trying to figure out, is this supposed to be funny? Is this supposed to be dramatic? Is this supposed to be this? Is this supposed to be that? You know that the movie is supposed to be an action movie. You know that there's going to be a couple of laughs, but mostly you're expecting to see people get gibbed. Gibbed is another word for being turned into mush, by the way. Old online phrase. And with that said, they knew where they were going. They picked an actor who was more focused on action. And yes, that's something saying that the original actor was Stallone. And then they went and they said it with everything being consistent. The problem with it is nothing is consistent. Nothing. Even worse, what seems to be like just little logical loopholes, we're going to ignore those because, yeah, whatever. Every single time they get trapped by it, and it has a chance to kill them, it doesn't. And we're not talking about like in the book, where it's salting the meat. We're talking about at a point where you literally, everyone's looking at this person. Oh my, the one person who's not looking walks away. And this happens over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's that bad. It's predictable. Something out of the corner of my eye, I gotta go chase it down. Not tell anyone where I'm going. Even though we know we're fighting something that uses our fears against us. We've determined it can take forms that we don't like and that scares us. But nope, I'm just going to walk off chasing after what looks like my little brother. And I even know it's not my little brother because I've seen it use it against me before. It is absolutely ridiculous. It is a bad movie. And once again, because I like to end things on a good fucking note because I'm angry about this. The children actors who played all the characters did an excellent job. I cannot put any fault on them for a shitty script and shitty directing. But those kids did a good job at what they did. And if any of you kids should happen to see my lowly fucking video, good job. Unironically, by the way. No sarcasm, no patronizing. I love what you did in that movie. To the actors and most of the adult characters. To the director. To the writer. To the screenplay. To Billy Skarsgård, or whatever his name is. I don't have my screen up with the information. Pick up your A game in part 2. Do something. Make it scary. This is a horror movie. I did not have one. You can do better. At least you have a low set bar now. It doesn't take much to raise it up. Well, this is me signing off because I will rant and rave and start talking in circles because this movie really did piss me off with how boring it is. Children actor, great jobs.